Hello guys, welcome back to Teacher Gia's channel, and today we're going to tackle mathematical questions. Our topic will be linear algebra and our subtopic will be matrices. The first one is going to be equality of matrices. So our first example will be given that in brackets x plus y, x minus y, 2s plus r and s minus r is equals to 4, 2, 6, 3. Solve for x, y, s and r. So we're going to tackle this question according to the position where the values are standing. X plus y are the first values on the left side, so it will be equal to the first value on the right side, which is 4. X minus y will be equal to 2. 2s plus r will be equal to 6. S minus r will be equal to 3. So here is the solution. So what you're going to do, after writing everything down, we're going to start with the first two equations. X plus y is equals to 4 and x minus y is equals to 2. X plus y is equals to 4. We're going to take y to the other side of 4, and when a positive moves to the other side, it becomes a negative. So we're having x is equals to 4 minus y. After that, we're going to do substitution. We're going to write the first two equations down here. I just wanted some spacious place. So x plus y is equals to 4, which can be written as x is equals to 4 minus y. Then we have x minus y is equals to 2. Then on this first equation, x is equals to 4 minus y. So anywhere there is x, we can put 4 minus y. So we're going to take the 4 minus y and replace it with the second equation. So we're going to write where there is x, we're putting 4 minus y, which will be minus y is equals to 2. Negative y and a negative y becomes negative 2y. So we're having 4 minus 2y is equals to 2. And then 2 will come this side and the negative 2y will go on the other side. So we'll have negative 2y moving to the right side and 2 moving to the left side. So we'll have 4 minus 2 is equals to positive 2y. 4 minus 2 is 2y. So we have 2 divided by 2, but because that's a similar number. 2 here 1, 2 here 1. So 1 is equals to y. So that's the same as y is equals to 1. So we found the value of y. So our first equation was x plus y is equals to 4. X minus y, the second equation, is equals to 2. And we found y to be 1. So we can replace anywhere there is y, we can put 1. So we have the second equation, we can replace with 1, and also on the first one. X plus 1 is equals to 4. So we find x is equals to 4 plus minus 1 is equals to 3. So x is equals to 3. We can try with the second one, x minus y is equals to 2. That is for equation 1. X minus y is equals to 2. Then we replace y with 1. So x minus 1 is equals to 2. Negative will cross, it will be a positive. So 2 plus 1, x is equals to 3. So we have the value of x and we have the value of y. So we'll move on to the second two equations. 2s plus r is equals to 6. Always put the singular value here, which is r, on the right side. So r is equals to 6 minus 2s. And here on the second one, we're having s minus r is equals to 3. So we already have r is equals to 6 minus 2s. Anywhere there is r, we're going to replace with 6 minus 2s. And that we're going to use the second equation. s minus, we're replacing r with 6 minus 2s. So since there's a negative, we're going to put a bracket. 6 minus 2s is equals to 3. So s minus 6 plus 2s, since a negative times a negative is a positive, so we're having s plus 2s minus 6 is equals to 3. Let's move to the second page because of space. 3s, that is s plus 2s, minus 6 is equals to 3. 3s, the negative 6 will move to the other side. It will become a positive. So you're having 3 plus 6. 3s is equals to 9. Divide by 3 since it goes to each. S would be 3. Now we've already found the value of s, which is 3. And we have the second equation, which was s minus r is equals to 3. So we're gonna substitute, like where there is s, you're gonna replace with 3. Yep. So 3 minus r is equals to 3. Then 3, on the other side, the 3 is positive. So when it crosses, it becomes a negative 3. Then when the negative r crosses, it becomes a positive r. So we have r as 0. So the values are x. We had x as x is equals to 3. Y we had as y is equals to 1. Then s is equals to 3 and r is equals to 0, and we are done. So here is a question, and those are the values that they wanted. So next we have this question: addition stroke subtraction of matrices. Given that the two brackets we add them, then we're supposed to get the values there. Determine values of d, e, k, and r. So 0 on the first bracket and d on the second bracket will be equal to 7, which is on the right side. So 0 plus d is equals to 7, and then r plus 3 is equals to 5. K plus 5 is equals to 8. 7 plus 2 will be equal to 9. As you can see, you can add them. We're just writing all of them. 4 plus 6 is equals to 10. 2 plus e is equals to 3. So we're going to find the values of d, e, k, and r. D is equals to 7. The 0 will cross to the other side, so D will be 7. For R, it will be 5 minus positive 3 will cross the equal sign and become a negative. When a positive crosses, it becomes a negative, so R will be 2. And then we're finding the value for K, which will be 5 will cross to the other side of the equal sign, it will be a negative, so 8 minus 5. We have K is equals to 3. And finally, E is equals to 3 minus 2. E is equals to 1. And we are done. Our next question is scalar multiplication. Determine 7a plus 6b given that a is equals to the values there and b is equals to the values there. So 7a will be 7 times all the values in which are equal to the symbol a, which is 1, 4, 3, 2, plus 6 into the values of b, So here we're going to multiply 7 with all the values inside. So it will be 7 times 1, 7 times 4, 7 times 3, and 7 times 2. Plus 6 times 3, 6 times 7, 6 times negative 2, and 6 times 4. Seven, 28, 7 times 3 is 21, 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 7 is 42, 6 times negative 2 is negative 12, 6 times 4 is 24. So we're going to add the values, which are the first one, which is 7, and the first value on the second bracket is 18, then 28 and the 42, because they're in the same position. 21 plus negative 12, they are in the same position in different brackets. Then 14 plus 24, which are in the same position but in different brackets. 7 plus 18 is 25. 28 plus 42 is 70. 21 plus or negative 12 will be 21 minus 12, which is 9. And then 14 plus 24 is 38. And that is our answer. I hope you understood. So on to our next question, matrix multiplication, the dot product. Let vector A and vector B be any two vectors of size n matrix with single column or row. Vector A will be A1, A2 up to the size that will be given. So here we're going to have AN, same to vector B, B1, B2 up to Bn. The dot product of vector A and vector B denoted by A vector A dot vector B is A1 B1 plus A2 B2 up to AN Bn, and that will be the scalar product. So I'm going to give you an example for us all to understand. Let vector A be 1, 2, 3, and there was supposed to be a vector sign. Vector B is equals to 2, 0, and 1. So what we're going to do here is that we've been told the formula is we take A1, which is 1, and multiply by B1, which is 2. Then A2 plus A2, which is 2, multiply by B2, which is 0. Then plus A3, which is 3, times B3, which is 1. So this is how you're going to write. To find vector A dot vector B, we'll take A1, which is 1, into 2, which is B1, plus A2, which is 2, into B2, which is 0, plus A3, which is 3, into 1, which is B3, according to the formula. Then it will be 2 plus 0 plus 3. And our answer will be 5, and we have to indicate 5 scalar. That's how you're supposed to write it. So that is our answer when you're given such a question, And you can follow through, and I hope you understand. Our next question is matrix multiplication, and we're going to do this example. Let A is equals to, let me put some column there. Let A is equals to the values there and B the values there. Then we're being told to compute A squared. And we have the second part. So we're going to start with A squared. A we have as 6, negative 2, 1, 4, 3, negative 1, and 3, negative 1, 2 squared, which means we're going to multiply by itself. So 6, we write it again. 6, negative 2, 1, 4, 3, negative 1, 3, negative 1, 2. It's equals to A squared. So let's list them in terms of rows and columns. So we're going to start with row 1, then row 2, values in row 1, values in row 2, and values in row 3. Since they're all values of A, we're going to write A1 and A Roman 2 just to differentiate them. And then we're going to write everything in A2 as column 1, column 2, and column 3. We're going to multiply row 1 with everything in A2 columns. So we're going to start with row 1, which is 6, 4, 3, multiply by the first column in A2, which is 6, negative 2, and 1. Then row 1 again with column 2 in A2, and row 1 again with column 3 of A2. Row 1 of A1, that is. Then row 2 in A1 with everything in column 1, everything in column 2, and row 2 with everything in column 3. Row 3 again in A1 with column 1, row 3 with column 2, row 3 with column 3 in A2. As I had earlier on said, we're going to multiply row 1 with everything in A2 columns, row 2 with everything in A2 columns, and row 3 with everything in A2 columns. So 6, 4, 3, let's separate the first row and multiply with everything in A2 columns. So 6, 4, 3. So answer we'll put there. So what you're going to do, we're going to multiply the row 1 with column 1 first. We're going to work out that one. So 6 times 6, then plus 4 times negative 2, which is in the second part of column 1, plus 3 times 1. Then we're gonna work out and add all of them, and we'll have our first answer. Yep, that will have done the first part. 6 times 6 is 36. Plus 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus 3. 36 plus 3. Positive times negative is negative, so we'll have negative 8. That is 39 minus 8 is 31. That was 39 minus 8, yeah, 31. So we'll move again row 1 and we'll work out with column 2, which is 4, 3, and negative 1. 6 will multiply by 4, then 4 by 3, and 3 by negative 1. 6 times 4 plus 4 times 3 plus 3 times negative 1. 24 plus 12. Then a positive, when it's outside, times a negative inside, it becomes a negative. 36 minus 3, that is equals to 33. Then row 1 and the third column, 6 times 3, 4 times negative 1, and 3 times 2. 6 times 3 plus 4 times negative 1 plus 3 times 2. 18 plus negative 4 plus 6. 18 plus 6, we rearrange. Positive times negative is a negative, so that is 24 minus 4 is 20. So that is the first answer, row 1 answer that we have got. Then we move to row 2. We'll multiply row 2 with everything in A2 columns. So that is negative 3. Let me just write there. That is row 1 we are done with. Row 1 and all columns of A2. We've just finished working out. Yeah. A1 row 1 and all columns of A2. I hope that's understood. I'm just trying to squeeze some space so that I do the next part. Just to squeeze my book, Okay. So negative 2, 3, and negative 1, and all columns in A2. Negative 2, 3, negative 1. 6, negative 2, 1, 4, 3, negative 1, 3, negative 1, 2. So you're going to work out row 2 and column 1. Negative 2 times 6 plus 3 times negative 2 plus negative 1 times 1. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12 plus negative 6 plus negative 1. Negative 12, positive and a negative is negative 6, and negative 1, positive and a negative. So we're having negative 12, negative 6, and negative 1, which is negative 19. Then we're going to work out row 2 with column 2 of A2. Negative 2 times 4 plus 3 times 3 plus negative 1 times negative 1. Negative 8 plus 9, positive and a negative, okay, plus negative times negative is a positive, so we're having negative 8 plus 9 plus 1, that is 10 minus 8 is 2. We're moving on to row 2 and column 3 of A2. That will be negative 2 times 3 plus 3 times negative 1 plus negative 1 times 2. Negative 6 plus negative 3 plus negative 2. Negative 6, positive negative is negative, positive negative is negative. So we're having negative 6, negative 3, negative 2, that is negative 11. So that will be our second row of our answer. Fantastic. So moving on to the third part, row 3 and every column in A2. Row 3 of A1 with everything in A2 columns. So let me just put some boundary line there. Boundary, okay. So row 3 we're having 1, negative 1, 2. Then we're going to write the columns in A2. So we're going to have 1 times 6. Yeah, just indicating what you're working out. Negative 1 times negative 2. Plus 2 times 1. I'm actually enjoying doing this. 6 plus that will be a positive. Negative times a negative. So it will be 2. Because 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 2. So we're going to have 10. 6 plus 2 plus 2 is 10. Then we're moving on to the second part. Row 3 and column 2. 1 times 4 plus negative 1 times 3 plus 2 times negative 1. 4 plus negative 3 plus negative 2. 4, that would be a negative, negative 3, negative 2, because positive times a negative is a negative. So you're going to have 4 minus 5, that will be negative 1. So we're moving to the third part. 1 times 3 plus negative 1 times negative 1 plus 2 times 2. 3 plus 1, because negative times negative is a positive, plus 4. So we're going to have 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 4 is 8. Yeah, we're closing in. So that is the third row of our answer, 10, -1, 8. And that is our answer. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope I've explained better. And you can always pause the video, try to understand every part that I have done. And I hope you do more examples. Our next question was part B. BA and AB. You're supposed to compute both of them, BA and AB, and see is AB equal to BA. That's the question. So after you've computed the two, your answer should indicate that AB is equal to BA or AB is not equal to BA. So BA, we're having the values 2, 2, 3, 1, 5, 1, 1, 7, 1. Then we're going to multiply with the values of A. Is equal to, so that's how we're going to write our final answer. And AB, so the values of A will come first. Then you're going to multiply with the values in B. So that's what we have. So we're going to start with BA. We're going to multiply everything in row 1 with all columns in B. It kind of relates with the first question that we did. So I'm going to write row 1, row 2, and row 3. That is B. Values in B. And then A. So we're going to multiply row 1 with all columns in A. Row 2 with all columns in A. And row 3 with all columns in A. The rows in B with all columns in A. Yeah. So our solution we're dealing with the first row, row 1, and we're going to multiply with all columns in A. So row 1 with the first column, 2, 1, 1, and 6, -1 and 2. So we're going to have 2 times 6 plus 1 times -2 plus 1 times 1. That is 12 plus -2 plus 1. 12 positive and a negative is negative plus 1. That is 13 plus, okay, that is 12 plus 1. 13 minus 2 is 11. So we've done that. And the first column, I'm moving to the next column. We're going to multiply row 1 with column 2. So 2 times 4 plus 1 times 3 plus 1 times -1. So that's 8 plus 4 plus 3, sorry, plus -1 plus -1. So that's 8 plus 3 is 11 minus 1, that's 10. So writing the values that you've already worked out. We're moving on to the third column. 2 times 3, 1 times -1, and 1 plus 1 times 2. So that's 6. Plus -1. Plus 2. 6, -1 plus 2. So that's 6 plus 2 is 8. Minus 1 is 7. So that is our first row, the answer to our first row. I'm gonna squeeze again so that they all fit in one page. We're moving on to row 2, and we're gonna multiply with everything in A2, all columns. 2, 5, 7, and everything in A2. So row 2 and column 1, it will be, so it's going to be 2 times 6 plus 5 times -2 plus 7 times 1, that's 12, plus -10 plus 7. So having 12, positive and a negative is negative, -10 plus 7. So 12 plus 7 minus 10, that's 19 minus 10. So we're having 9 as our answer. Then we're moving on to the second column, which will be 2 times 4 plus 5 times 3 plus 7 times -1. That's 8. Hope it's clear. It's so tiny. Plus 15 plus and a negative of 7. So that's 23 minus 7. Our answer is 16. 23 minus 7. Then I move to the last column. Two times 3 plus 5 times -1 plus 7 times 2. That's 6 plus -5 plus 14. So that's 20 minus 5, because positive and a negative is a negative. So our answer is 15. So having 9, 16, and 15. So that is the second row of our answer. Fantastic. So moving on to the third row, and we're gonna multiply with everything in A. 3, 1, 1, and everything. So let's see how it goes. Three times 6 plus 1 times -2 plus 1 times 1. That's 18 plus -2 plus 1. That's 19 minus 2, that's 17. Let's go to that first answer. We're done with column 1. Moving on to column 2. 3 times 4 plus 1 times 3 plus 1 times negative 1. So answer will be 12 plus 3 minus 1, that is 15, minus 1 is equals to 14, which is our answer. Then move on to the third column. Three times 3 plus 1 times negative 1 plus 1 times 2. So that's 9 plus negative 1 plus 2. That is 11 minus 1, because a positive and a negative is a negative. So our answer is 10. So you're going to write there as the third row to our answer. And that is our answer as when you compute BA. That's the answer. So we're going to compute AB, and finally we're going to see if AB is equal to BA. So we're going to do everything just like we have been doing. Row 1 with all columns in B, because now it's AB, not BA. I'm doing on this other page, so I have to copy the values. So here is where we're going to write our answer. So let me zoom a bit. Hope it's clear. Row 1 with all columns in B. That is A and that is B. Row 2, let me just label them, and row 3. Column 1, column 2, and column 3. So row 1 with all columns in B. Row 2 with all columns, and row 3 just like that. There. Row 2 with all columns, row 3 with all columns in B. So I'm gonna separate them so that we just don't get mixed up. 6, 4, 3. Then the values in B. So that's 6 times 2. 4 times 2. Plus 3 times 3. That's 12 plus 8 plus 9. So that's 29. That's our first answer. We're done with the first column. Then move to the second column. 6 times 1, 4 times 3, 4 times 5, sorry, and 3 times 1. That's 6 plus 20 plus 3. So that's 29. So we're done with column 2. Moving on to the third column. So that will be 6 times 1 plus 4 times 7 plus 3 times 1. That will be 6 plus 28 plus 3, which will bring 6 plus 28 plus 3, that's 31, 37, right? Okay. So our first answer is 29, 29, and 37. So we're done with row 1 and all columns in B. We're moving on to row 2, and we're going to multiply with all columns in B. -2, -1, I'm just separating them so that I work on one part first. One, 5, 1, 1, 7, 1. So we're gonna deal with the first column. -2 times 2 plus 3 times 2 plus -1 times 3. That will be -4 plus 6 plus -3. So that's -4 plus 6 minus 3. So that's 6 minus 7. So we're having -1. We're moving on to the second column. -2 times 1 plus 3 times 5 plus -1 times 1. So that's -2 plus 15 minus 1. Negative times a positive, that's a negative. So that's 15 minus 1 minus 2. Our answer will be 12. Have -1 and 12. So moving on to the third column. -2 times 1 plus 3 times 7 plus -1 times 1. That's -2 plus 21 minus 1, because a positive and a negative is a negative. So 21 minus 2 minus 1, that's 21 minus 3. So the answer is 18. So we have the second row answer. We're done with that, and we're moving on to the third row. Closing into our answer. So we have 29, 29, 37, and we're having -1, 12, and 8, and 18. So third row, we're going to multiply with everything, every column in B. So we're separating. I'll just have to squeeze a little bit. So oh my god, I didn't realize it. I hadn't put the camera well. So there we have it. I'm just writing the values, the columns in B. So we're going to deal with the first column. 1 times 2 plus -1 times 2 plus 2 times 3. That's 2 plus -2 plus 6. That's 2 plus 6 minus 2. 8 minus 2 is 6. Moving on to the second column. 1 times 1, -1 times 5 plus 2 times 1. That's 1 plus negative 5 plus 2. So that will be 1 minus 5 plus 2. That's 3 minus 5. Our answer will be negative 2. So we are done with the second column. We're moving on to the third column. One times 1 plus negative 1 times 7 plus 1 times 2 times 1, sorry. 1 plus negative 7 plus 2. That's 1 plus 2 minus 7. That's 3 minus 7. So we're having negative 4 as an answer. So we're done with all the columns and all the rows. So we're going to write our answer up there as a third row to our answer. 6, negative 2, and negative 4. So that's the answer when you compute AB. Remember we had earlier on computed BA. So I'm trying to put the book so that we can see both the answers. You can see the answer when you compute BA and the answer when you compute AB. They're totally different. They are not the same, which means AB and BA are not equal. So after working out, you're not supposed to leave it there. You're supposed to write that AB is not equal to BA or BA is not equal to AB. We have come to the end of our video and I hope I have explained better. I hope you do more examples, find more questions. In case you have any queries, email me at emailteachergia@gmail.com and I'll get in touch with you and we can work things out. To show that you've enjoyed my lesson, kindly like the video, share, subscribe, you can comment, and see you in the next video. Bye.